What is up, everybody? Episode 103, Mom's Basement MMA. And I have a repeat guest. I am joined once again by just one of the coolest people in the game, Melissa Statick Balak. Melissa, how are you doing on this fantastic March 1st?
Feeling great. March is a good month for me. March 1st. Let's go.
Let's go. March 1st. Here we are. We are at it. I can't believe it's been like 7 months or roughly since I last talked to you. That was all the way back in episode 18. I'm in my dungeon now. I got all kinds of shit on my wall. I got way better gear. I'm leveling up. I'm making moves over here, just how you're making moves in your fight career. So we're both leveling up.
We are. Definitely since the last time we spoke. Definitely in a lot of things, a lot of ways.
Well, you know what? We just keep leveling up and we're just taking over the world. We're just taking over the world. And I want to start with how you've been taking over the world. And there's a lot that has been going on with you since the last time I spoke with you, all the way back in episode 18. And by the way, if you're just now finding out about Melissa, be sure to check out that episode because she talked about her background, what she does, what fighting means to her, and just kind of like why she goes through all the craziness that fighting entails. So if you don't know anything about her, stop this video right now, check out episode 18, and then come back. Talk to me about these kickboxing bouts that you've been in. The last time I was getting ready to talk to you, it was like a big fight. It was against this girl. I hope I'm saying her name right. If she happens to be watching this show and I screwed up her name, I apologize. Her name, I think, is Erica Hirano. That was a big fight in retrospect, knowing your story and knowing that you took some time off from the game, and this is your first fight in a little while. When you were getting ready to fight Erica, and you're in the back and you're getting taped up and you're warming up, like, is there an added sense of nerves there? Like, I know Tiger Schulmann travels really well. You know, a lot of your teammates are going to be there, your friends, family. Did you feel like you were under a lot of pressure for that one?
Not really. No. The nerves, nerves never go away. Their nerves are, if you're not nervous, I'm worried for you. Nerves will be there, and nerves will push you to your greatest and fullest potential fighter. And if you're not nervous, I don't know what to tell you. No matter how hard I work, there's still that feeling of like, damn, I gotta go in there and fight.
Right.
You're a performer, performers get nervous.
Absolutely. And what are some of the things that I've talked to a lot of fighters, and for everyone, it's a little bit different, but you get those like butterflies in your stomach before you walk out. You walk out, but there comes to a point in the fight where it's like all that stuff kind of goes away. And then it's just like you and your opponent in there. And is it kind of similar like that for you?
You know that that's going to happen and that you're not necessarily going to feel that once you're in there. You're going to just do your thing. You get more comfortable. You're like, getting in there. I'm not my emotions. I'm not those feelings. I'm great. I train so hard. I work hard. And that girl, she's had more fights than I had. She's had up to, I don't know, a bunch of fights. She's had title fights. She's had definitely more experience than I had in there. I believe in myself. I believe that, I'm truly gifted and I truly work really hard and I train with very good fighters that are very experienced, and I trusted my cardio. I trusted my skill. I went through a lot for that camp for sure. The sparring sessions were hard and the training was hard, but now as you keep training for your fights, it doesn't get easier, but you get better at it. You get better at handling that pressure and those feelings going in there.
I think when I think about you, I think of a lot of different things. I think of somebody who works so hard at this every single time I look at you, like on Instagram or whatever. Like, you're always in the gym, you're always working, you're hitting pads, you're running, you're doing like those unpleasant ice baths that I cringe every time I see you get in there. I'm like, there's no way I could do that. Like, you work so hard for this, and I want to see you get an opportunity at a very, very high level. I don't know what that looks like quite yet, but I would be down with some one action if you decide to go overseas and do kickboxing stuff, or if you go to the UFC, something like that, because this isn't something that you were just handed. This isn't something that you just walked into. You've been doing this for a very, very long time. And I don't think everyone necessarily knows that. And I don't think people know how good you are. You are not just a kickboxer.
Either. It's like I feel like everybody sees like the social media side of me where the hard work looks easy because I make it look easy. They look at me and I see the dresses and the clothes that I wear, and they don't see the real side of me, the one that's compassionate about what she does and like a hardworking girl. And I just, I wish I could have like which I probably will, I really want to get like a videographer in there to like capture everything. Like I want everybody, like what I do is so cool. Like I wake up every day and I fight. Like I go in there and I choose violence for breakfast. Like I need people to see that side of me, this side is cute or whatever, but like, I feel like this fight is definitely gonna show everybody who I am. I'm tough as nails, and I'm planning for everybody to see that.
There are so many things about your game, though, that I feel that people don't know unless they are with you, unless they are at Tiger Schulmann's and they're right by you. There, you are very, very skilled, very, very advanced. Like you're not just somebody, and I don't mean anyone who's like a kickboxer out there. I'm not trying to like throw shade on kickboxing. That's not just you though. I've seen you do all kinds of stuff. I've seen you grapple. I've seen you put people in arm bars and do all kinds of slick stuff that people have no idea.
Like the last time we spoke, I said that I'm working on my wrestling, I'm working on my jiu-jitsu. I've been at it every single day, even while I'm training for a kickboxing fight. And I think my coaches and I agreed that after this fight, I'm an amateur MMA fight. I think it's I'm marinated. I'm ready. If anything, I'm over seasoned. My grappling is phenomenal. My striking is phenomenal. My jiu-jitsu, my wrestling, my takedowns, my defense. Like I'm just showing up every day and believing in my craft. And after a while, I'm like, oh, I'm getting really good at this. I'm getting great.
I have every confidence in you. And I was just getting ready to ask you that, like, is the plan after this next kickboxing bout that you're about to have for a kickboxing title, if that was going to be the plan to eventually get into MMA? And I think you just answered that question.
Have an MMA fight by the summer.
I can't wait to see it. That'll be fantastic.
Maybe for my birthday, it'll be a great birthday.
That'd be a fantastic birthday gift for me too, because I want to see you go out there. I want to see an MMA fight. Let's make it happen. But before that, you got a title fight coming up, and you're running it back with somebody. Talk to me about your upcoming bout on the 26th of this month. How did it come together? Who are you fighting? Give me the skinny on that.
So I had fought this girl on October 16th. She's actually a friend of mine, and actually trained together at UFC Gym Hoboken. Mm-hmm. And I met her there, and I was supposed to fight her teammate, and then teammate got sick, and I'm like, oh man. But then she was willing to jump in and fight. I'm like, yes, let's do it, because I trained so hard. I'm like, I got to get in there. I'm not, my coach is like, you want to take the fight? I'm like, yes. He's like, good answer. I'm like, let's go, So I go out there, I put on a great show. I did my best. I definitely won, dominated that fight. Mm-hmm. And stepping up, and she wants to fight again. So I'm pumped up. I'm ready. I'm excited. And I had seen her after the fight too, and we trained together again. And it's exciting. She's very good. But I'm great, and I've been working really hard. I've been hustling every single day, and I'm ready. I'm ready to put on a show. I'm ready to show everybody who Melissa Statick Ballack is.
Well, I think I have an idea, and definitely somebody who is going to bring a lot of excitement to the table.
I'm so excited. I'm going to put on such a great show, and it's going to be so great.
If you are in the New York area, that fight is going to be happening on Long Island. I think that's Long Island, St. James, right? That's Long Island.
Yeah.
Right?
It's in another location, but still in Long Island.
Okay. And it's
Have you-
on the 26th of March.
Yeah.
So when you get ready, if you are selling tickets, Melissa, just send me over that link. I'll include that in the description for this video. If you're in the New York area, or if you're going to travel into the New York area and you're going to be and you got nothing to do for the 26th of March, see some violence. Support my friend.
That'd be great.
Let me pick your brain about something. This one's a little bit more of like a just personal question, but I think it's important because you're somebody that's been around this game for a long time. You train at one of the best gyms in the country. And when I think of Tiger Schulmann's MMA, there's a lot of things that have been happening in that gym lately. I think it's safe to say that a lot of the fighters that are in that gym have gone through periods of adversity. Your boy, Mike Trezano, he just fought. He came out short on a fight. Solomon Renfro, a guy I'm a major fan of, he's on a 2-fight skid right now. And Ryan Burgos, he had a fight just fall through that he was training really, really hard on. I just talked to him about it. And then literally like the day of the fight, his opponent decides that he's too sick to fight or whatever the case may be.
The amateurs start bailing out the fights. That's when it's time to go pro. That's how you know. He's definitely going to go pro right now. And I'm so excited for him.
I love that kid. I enjoyed talking to him. He's a great dude.
His wrestling is wow. The kid's double like takedowns is like ridiculous. When he demonstrates in front of the class, my eyes, I'm like, man, I had so much to learn.
I won't say who it was, but there are some, I'm friends with some flyweights out west, and they didn't know about Ryan, and they saw the show that I did with Ryan, and then they looked him up, and they're like, Jesus Christ, I wouldn't fight that guy. I'm like, that's smart. I wouldn't fight that kid either.
That is Ryan Burgos. No, thank you. I was a dude. Fight them.
Yeah, fuck that. No way. The reason why I brought up your gym and the adversity is like, you're somebody that has like a lot of like positive energy. And like, if I were an athlete, if I were a fighter and I was going through like a rough patch, I would want to have a teammate like you to kind of help me stay positive and my eye on the prize, to like let go of the crappy stuff that happened and then just kind of like refocus. Can you talk a little bit like about you as a teammate, like when your friends, your family, they're going through a rough time? For fighters, you guys are family. You train together, you spend more time with those guys than anyone else in your social circle. Can you tell me a little bit, like, what are some things that you do to be a good teammate to them when they're going through a rough time?
I told Julio, I said, you are still champion material. And I solely believe that in my heart, that he is champion material. And I see him as champion of the UFC one day. That man works so hard. Sometimes people face adversity, but adversity is our greatest strength. And after the darkness, there's always a rainbow around the corner. Where can only get better after that. Sometimes things happen for a reason, and easier said than done. But on the outside, I think that he works so hard, and I think that he will be champion one day.
I just think go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I tell him the same thing, and I'm like, as the darkness comes a rainbow. You are still the GOAT. He wants to be the greatest of all time. I'm like, you still are. And and I'm here to be there for them. I was actually sprinting with Julio on a Friday, and on I'm like, oh my goodness, keeping up with this guy is like, wow, he has an endless tank. It does not end. He's doing 2010s on the treadmill. I'm like, damn, 2010s. I'm like, all right. He's like, we got 2 left. I'm like, okay. I'm like, damn, but he's such a great teammate. He's always willing to help and push me, Solomon as well. So, when you help others on the way, you're going to make it.
I think when you have the caliber of teammates that you have, all that greatness kind of rubs off. You're training with some of the best fighters in the world. I don't care where you fight. I don't care what it is. Some of the best fighters in the world, pound for pound, train at your gym. And when you're around those guys all the time, not only is it they're showing you hey, these are some of the techniques and skills that I've used to help me out, but just kind of getting up here, I think, is probably more important. Getting their mentality, getting their mindset. How do they prepare? How do they get ready for an upcoming bout? And probably most importantly, and you're seeing it right now, how do they overcome adversity? Not everyone has a good example.
Yeah. What they do is they come straight back to the gym. They don't sit down and they don't dwell on it for a second. They come back, come up with a plan, better way to win. They keep going, keep it pushing. And, you know, that's the kind of person that you have to be. We're facing life every day. Life is, life is hard. Life is not fair sometimes, but you got to keep pushing, just brush it off and just keep it pushing. Hit your shoulders, keep walking, you know, stuff like that will make you great. Adversity makes.
Melissa, you have a perfect record, 4-0. And I have to ask, out of like the years you've been doing this and all the bouts that you've had, is there one of the fights that you look back on, you're like, man, I really like that fight. Like I was able to like showcase a lot of my skills in this particular fight. And I walked away from it knowing I felt really good about it. Because some people, they're like, they shit on all their fights afterwards. Like, oh, that fight sucked. But it's like, dude, you were awesome. Like you crushed it. So like, is there one that sticks out to you for all the previous 4 that you've had?
The Erica Hirano fight. That fight was great. I feel like, I was so like calm and like relaxed in there and like a little bit of crazy too,
Mm-hmm.
I look back on it and I do kind of say ew, because it got so much better. You're only leveling up. Like I look at, we have our Shion records our sparring sessions and leaves them on like a Google Drive from like years back, months back, and like you can scroll back. And when I scroll back and I look at those sparring sessions from 6 months ago, I'm like, ew.
Mm-hmm.
But like I was really freaking good. And I'm just so much better now. I'm such a better fighter. I'm only unlocking new levels. I'm training every single day. I'm like putting all this pressure on myself every day to get better. I'm like, how can I fix this? How can I fix that? I need to get better at this. Need to get better at that. Putting all this pressure on myself and like, but pressure makes diamond. And I just keep elevating my game every single time. So every sparring session I watch, I'm like, ew. But then I look at myself now, I'm like, damn, I'm good. you know. But then 6 months from now, I'm gonna come on here like, ew, what it is.
But you should constantly be leveling up. And if you don't have that, I think what you're describing is healthy. Because if you're not seeing progress, if you're not seeing gains, then what did you do the past 6 months? You showed up, but did you get better? That's why you go to every day. You go every day to get better. And if you don't see that, then why are you going every day? That's a problem. That's like a big red flag to me. And it should be like that.
You never know how good you're getting, until you go out there and you showcase your skill. The sparring is, you can tell in the sparring, but going out there, for,
Talk to me, Melissa, about you're very, very active. You have a demanding job that pays your bills. Again, go to episode 18. You can check that out so you know what I'm talking about. You train every single day. You're hitting the pads. You're on the treadmill. You got all kinds of things going on. How are you able, like, what are the things that you are doing to make sure that you're taking care of yourself?
So leading up to the fight, the days get really crazy. Like I have a whole brand going on now with the merchandise and I'm selling tickets and I got a bunch of stuff. I'm, cutting weight and, this week is a crazy week. I have your interview. I got an interview on Sunday. I got camera crew coming in tomorrow to interview me for the fight. And then
Freaking cool.
damn, if 50-year-old me that started a long time ago would have seen this right now, she would have been like, damn, you're training with all these UFC fighters. You got your own merchandise. Your name is on your shoes and your shirt and your jacket, selling them. And damn, like I'm so happy. Like I genuinely like when I see my fans wearing my merchandise, it's like right here, like I work even harder when I see that.
I can totally relate to that. It's kind of weird. Like, there's one of my friends had a fight and he's in the back room and he's hitting mitts and he's getting ready. He's just getting ready to like walk out and he's wearing my hoodie. And like one of the other fighters saw it and just talk to him. It wasn't planned or anything, but another one of the guys that was cornering one of his friends saw it and was just like, yo, man, I like that sweater. And he like recorded it. And I was just like, that's cool. That's cool that I was able
Yeah.
to create a brand that like people care about. And the fact that it says something as ridiculous as Mom's Basement MMA on it, that makes me laugh even more because I'm like, wow,
It's
these guys,
not, it's not ridiculous.
I think it's a hilarious name. Mom's Basement MMA. Like the whole point of
I
it,
like, I think it's unique. I like it.
it stands out. That's for sure. I was at the Bellator press conference not that long ago, and it was my turn to ask a question. And so I asked a question. The fighter, like, you could tell him kind of like double take, like, look, like, is this like a joke? Like, because I was like, oh yeah, this is Tyler from Mom's Basement MMA,
Oh
and I said it like on a conference call, and
no way.
I saw him on Zoom, and he's like, okay. He answered my
So
question, but
MMA is gonna be the hot spot.
that's right. I'm taking over the world. I'm taking
Like,
over the world, and when I can get people like you on the show that need a platform and need to have the opportunity to put their brand out there and to let the masses know just like how gifted you are, how special you are. That's what I'm really all about. And people need to know about you. People need to really get behind you and like support you now. Like, don't wait. Don't wait to hop on the train. Don't wait.
jump on the bandwagon later on. Jump on the bandwagon now. Because
Like,
I'm friends, supporters now. If you're not part of the bandwagon now, can't see you later.
yeah, there ain't no room on the platinum yacht. So you got to get on now.
Hop on later.
That's right. Well, Melissa, you are definitely on the platinum yacht. I look forward to talking to you again when you're getting ready to make your MMA debut. And I want to give you the last chance to thank all the people that you need to thank, or if there's any sort of merchandise or whatever that you want to talk about, I want you to go ahead and do that.
I want to thank all my fans for buying tickets and for sharing all my posts all the time. Every time I post a kickboxing video or fighting or training, they all share it. Whatever I post. I want to thank all the women out there that send me all these heartfelt messages that they're inspired by me, and everybody who buys my merch. Thank you. And I'm excited. I still have a few tickets in hand left. There's tickets online. Get them before they're sold out. And yeah, pretty much that's all. I'm excited.
Well, I'm excited for you. I'm excited to keep tabs on it. And I will go ahead and the link for your store and then the link where you can go buy tickets, they'll be in the description of this video. Be sure to buy them. Melissa, appreciate your time. Thanks for being here and look forward to having you back.